welcome back to another video. Today, no, I need to sound more upbeat. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be talking about Eharmony. Getting good at editing these videos. The ceiling looks wonky there, like at an angle. Why is it like that? I think that's the actual ceiling. Right, anyway, we'll just make do. Maybe I could edit in the background. And to be fair, that's probably beyond my ability at this point. Yeah, Eharmony. I did a video a while back talking about speed dating, and it was just me like talking over some gameplay. I thought I'd do something a bit different and actually speak to the camera about my experiences with Eharmony and what kind of works for me. Quick disclaimer, I'm no expert, but I found like a little bit of a pattern that'll at least get you a date. Don't ask me what to do on the date. I have no idea. Every day is different in my experience, but I could get you to the point of a date, I think, easily enough. But don't get me wrong, it's like I'm not going to be, I don't like have a set process in terms of what to say and things like that. It's more just like general actions and tips. So if I keep looking away, I've made some notes here, so that's why. So first of all, I mean, some of these are like literally just basics, but looking at some of the profiles on there, like some of the ladies' profiles, they don't seem to follow these rules. So I guess maybe it's the same with some guys. Obviously, you're going to want a photo on there. Put as many photos as it will let you put on there, which still isn't too many, to be fair, but at least people can get like a good idea. I think when people have a good idea of what you look like, they're probably more confident in sending you a message. Because one thing I've noticed about Eharmony is women do tend to message more than, say, like the other apps. Like I've been on Match as well, like Match you pay as well, it's cheaper than Eharmony, but I think I got less messages if I remember right. I mean, I don't even bother with any of the free stuff anymore. Yeah, I just had better experiences with the paid sites, so that's why I'm talking about Eharmony specifically. I have had my best experience with Eharmony, despite maybe not having a lot of success on there in terms of like stuff that's actually turned into a relationship. And the one relationship I did have, yeah, it didn't end the best, but that's not Eharmony's fault, to be fair. I think that's more just the nature of online dating and opening yourself up to this larger sphere of people. But yeah, anyway, back to my point. Put the pictures in there, fill out all the descriptions. Like, I think there's some questions like, when I was a kid, I had a firm conviction that ... and you can fill in stuff like that. I think I put something like, adults were always right. I always remember when I was a kid, I always thought adults knew best, and obviously that is not the case. I used to think that with age came like a lot of wisdom, and as I've got older, yeah, I've realised that is just not the case. I was quite naive, really, but yeah, that's what I put on there. And then like description about yourself, I just put a few bullet points, and then I was a bit jokey with it, said I was a millionaire. Clearly not a millionaire. I had a picture of like a dog on my profile as well, because apparently like that gets you a lot of clicks. I do like dogs though, I don't have one, but it wasn't just a picture of a random dog, it was like a dog that I drew. So I was showing that I had like artistic talent, you know, something a bit different, not just I like to watch Netflix and I go to the gym twice a week. I like socializing with friends. Oh, I love to travel. Oh, I'm so exotic, I love to travel. Like everyone does that. Like, just I'd say try and be a little bit more unique with it. But yeah, so fill out as much as you can. There's questions on there. There's like a whole personality test you can do. I would say just do it, because even if you don't think it's like legitimately accurate, and in my opinion it's not 1,000,000% accurate, you know, it's told me I was like a complete match with somebody. Well, I was in like a really high score match, not thinking it'd be a complete match, and then when it's come down to it, we're actually quite different. So yeah, it only goes so far, but I think some people do put a lot of stock in it, and it might get you more messages if you fill it out. Definitely would get you more than if you didn't. I think you have to fill it out to some extent, if I remember right. I can't remember now, but yeah, just fill it out. Fill out as much as you can. So it basically says your profile's like 100%. Also, yeah, just going back to your pictures as well, like maybe have like some more like funny, playful stuff. Like I said in mine, I had the drawing of the dog. I actually had I don't know where it is now, but I had like a stuffed toy, and I was just like hugging it. Yeah, some people think it's stupid, but it gets you like some comments and stuff. So yeah, try and be like playful. Sure, like you can have a bit of a laugh. You're not too serious. When you're searching on other profiles, when you're actually like looking for somebody to say message, if you go on like the default search, the way it like lists everyone down, it's like I don't even know what order it puts them in. It just puts them in like some random order. You want to, there's like an option, at least on the mobile app, and there probably will be on the website in the top right. You can do a drop down and you can say like prioritize in order of like who was last online or like activity. And that's the best way to do it, because what I found is there's a lot of like inactive profiles on there, as with probably with a lot of dating sites. You'd think that wouldn't be the case for eHarmony with it being so expensive. Like I think it's about £200 on average for like a year, something like that. But there is a lot of inactive women's profiles on there. And I know they're inactive because you send them like a message and then I'm like, oh, I wonder if they've read my message, and I check and not. And I look at the profile and it's like, yeah, last online like 4 months ago. So just to save yourself wasting banging out loads of messages and just not getting a response, yeah, just filter by last online, and honestly your response rate on your messages will like shoot up for the roof. I would say as well, don't just sit there waiting for messages, just like actively bang them out, because a lot of the nice ladies that I've been speaking to, I actually messaged myself and initiated the dialogue. Not all, but yeah, sorry about slurping there. Yeah, some will message you as well, but yeah, you still get a lot of flaky people on there despite paying. I think some people go on there and pay thinking they want a relationship, and then when they meet a guy who actually goes to the crunch, they're like, oh, I'm not so sure now if I'm ready for it. It's like, why you want eHarmony? But whatever. Not bitter at all. Yeah, so search by last online or like last active. It's something like that, last online or last activity. Next point as well, and I'm getting very near to the end of my points of advice here. It reminds me of the Mr. I don't know. I don't see the Mr. Bean film where he has to do the speech at the end, and he's like, "Well, it's a very big picture, and my next point is, and getting to the end of my speech." And he's like, it made me think of that. Anyway, I'm talking bollocks. Next point, they have a feature called Icebreakers, which is kind of like a way of saying hi without actually saying hi. Because I've always thought, like, you can always overthink your first message. I honestly think hi is good enough. If they look at your profile and they like it, they'll message back. And you know what? Like, every message I've had, I don't think anyone's said anything original to me. It's just hi or smiley face. I'm like, it's a good thing I'm not like, oh, say something witty. I'm like, but I give people a chance. I know like they're nervous, and when you meet them, you probably get more out of them realistically. But not everyone thinks like that. But the icebreakers are good because it's like, basically what it is like 5 questions, and each one is like, and you pick like, you get 5 sets of 2 pictures, and you pick whatever more appeals to you. So for example, you might have like a picture of a sunset on a beach, and a picture of like a snowy mountainscape, picture of a guitar, picture of a drum kit, picture of like some savoury snacks, picture of like some sweets. And so you fill that out, you send that out to them, then they'll answer it, and then it'll basically send you both message back and say like, okay, you got 3 out of 5, or you got 1 out of 5, and it'll show you like where you would say them a difference. So it's a good way of like starting a conversation. Often I always found that like I didn't match a lot with people and what I picked, like low scores. One woman though was 5 out of 5, and it was like, wow, and then the conversation just fizzled out. So take it with like a pinch of salt, but it doesn't matter what you score, it just gets the conversation going as far as I'm concerned, because they're like superficial things anyway, but it's just something to chat about. Yeah, like when you do it, don't be thinking like, oh, what's she gonna pick, and just literally just pick what comes to you first. That'll be my advice. I don't suppose it matters too much either way, but you don't want to like start off by being disingenuous really. Just try and be like as honest as you can, because at the end of the day, if you're looking for, because I'm talking about looking for a relationship here, which again, like I said, take it with a pinch of salt because I've not quite got there yet, but I know it's best to just be like honest about what you like and don't like, and then you kind of just avoid clashing on that later on. So yeah, that's the icebreakers. Yeah, and don't be shy about banging them out. Literally just like find about 10 profiles, you know, of the most active, probably get something back. Personally, like if I start chatting to someone, I won't be chatting to multiple at once, but you could do that, you know, like if you've got I don't have the energy to do it personally, but you could easily do that if you wanted to do it, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I'd just say if you start getting invested in someone, then maybe, you know, close the other ones off, but it's your life, do what you want, you know. Next one, yeah, after 5 or 6 messages into the conversation, maybe like 7 or 8, it depends. I do gauge it depending on who I'm speaking to, but I tend to just say like, let's video chat, because the key I've found is to like strike while the iron is hot. I'm not really much of a texter. I don't enjoy it. I don't really get much out of just like small talk. Even if the texting is deep, it's only going to last so long. I want to like gauge someone and speak to them face to face. So I usually ask them to video chat like relatively early on, I'm not going to lie. I've only ever had one time where she was like, no, I'm not really comfortable with that, to be honest. So I was a bit like, well, why are we even talking? And I didn't say that, but knocked it on the head. I just thought, if you're not going to video chat me, you're not going to meet me in person, are you? I might be wrong, but the good thing about video chatting though is that if you video chat someone and you're not struggling to talk, you can see what they look like face to face. So, you know, there's the online date thing. People might not be who they say they are. You'd think that would be a problem on Eharmony. It's generally not. I have video chatted some people and been like, that picture's about 15 years old. But I'd say 9 times out of 10, it goes quite well. And then after that, well, usually actually if it goes all right after the first video chat, I'll usually like link in with another video chat, and then the second video chat I'll be like, right, let's just meet up at the weekend or something. No messing around. And literally like every time I've asked that, I've never had anyone say no. But you know, if you get to the second video chat, they're definitely like more than likely interested. So that would be my advice on that front. And yeah, the video chat, oh yeah, that was my next point actually. I just kind of like fluidly went into it. Yeah, if you get on in your second video chat, just like make a date at that point. But yeah, actually just about the preparation for the video chat. Don't like think about what you're going to say. It probably sounds really daunting, and I know a video chat for a lot of people is probably like quite an intimidating, scary thing, and they'll be nervous as well. But at the end of the day, I always just think you're not in the same room as me, you know. It's like you're not even like, even though you might feel like you're making eye contact with them, you're not actually making eye contact with them. It's weird. So to me, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I've done it that many times now, it doesn't bother me. But yeah, I'll literally just, my mind will be blank, and then it'll come on, I'll just be like, hi, how was your day, blah, blah, blah. And then you'll find you'll just kind of like, if you really click, you'll just like naturally, you know, start talking. And sometimes it doesn't happen like that. I mean, I had one where, I mean, I'm quite lucky really, I can talk quite a bit when I want to. But I did have one where she was a bit quiet and I was literally doing like 80% of the talking. And then I asked her on a date and stuff, and we did go on a date, but the warning signs were there really that we didn't have a lot in common and we were very different people, and that kind of more came out on the date with like a couple of awkward silences and stuff. And I'm straight, like, I think when I was younger, awkward silences I'd feel like somebody was like shoving a spear through my heart, like every second that went by, it's just like, but now I'm just like, and I think they're like curling up and dying inside, and I'm just like, like, it doesn't really bother me so much, but like if the other person's uncomfortable, it's not good. I think we both knew after that one that there was a bit of a spark, even though like when I finished I said like, oh, would you like to do this again? And she was like, yeah, I would. And then she just did a complete U-turn. Whatever. I mean, like I said, we didn't have a lot in common there anyway, so that's that. But then I've had the whole flip reverse, where it's like, all they've done is like ask me questions, and like I had one like writing down everything I said, and she sent me a personality test, proper like vetting me. And she said, yeah, like every time I have a conversation, I go away and I really think about what people have said. You know, like, oh, I'm so deep and all this stuff. But it's like, for me, that's bad, because I feel like I can have a chat with you, have a laugh, then you'll go home and decide that I'm a knobhead because of something I've said. And I have no control over that. I can't do anything. So, you know, it's like, if you think I meant something else when I said something, just ask me what I meant and I'll tell you. I like to think like I'm pretty honest. And one thing I've learned is like, it's very hard to tell what people are thinking. Often when you try to do it, you're wrong. Yeah, some people seem to think that they can kind of pick apart your words and find hidden meanings. It's like, no, sometimes you just have a poor choice of words and it's not actually what you meant. Just ask the person to clarify. But yeah, going off on a tangent there anyway. Yeah, and then that's basically it though. That's like how I would say to get a date. So basically, like, stick to like maybe like 5 to 10 messages, bit of banter there forward, you know, after like a day or two, and then just be like, I mean, you could even go off like days, like 2-3 days. You want to be saying video chat, and then you want to be like meeting up if you can, like at the weekend or something like that. And if they knock you back and say like, oh, this time's not a good time, or because sometimes obviously people have their lives and they're busy, just be alright with it. Just say, alright, fine, yeah, maybe another time. And then if they keep talking to you, broach it again, yeah. But I usually think like, if you knock me back 3 times, I'm like, I'm not talking to you anymore. It's just like, we're not going anywhere. Because some people, and I think this goes, don't get me wrong, I think this goes for men and women, but I think some people will literally just talk and talk and talk and talk. Like I went, you know, I still do other mediums like the speed dating and stuff. And I mean, it's a few months back this, I went speed dating. I spoke to this woman and she was like, yeah, I've been looking for someone for a while. And we mentioned like, Eharmony. And she was like, yeah, I've been speaking to a guy on there for about 2 years now. I'm like, 2 years? 2 years? Pull the flipping trigger. Like, either that guy is just messaging whenever he's bored or whatever, or she's not really that interested in him but just wants someone to talk to. But it's like, if that's the case, why are you paying for Eharmony? Because that's a lot of money. But 2 years, pull the trigger. Oof, just do it. I think sometimes people are scared to, because like they'll be told no or whatever, but, well, not whatever, but because they'll be told no or rejected in some way. But it's like, do you know what? Like, the longer you leave it, if you've been speaking to someone for 2 years, the anxiety of meeting up with them and them not liking you is going to be like 10 times worse. Because that's 2 years of your life you just sent down the shitter. So yeah, it's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Just pull the trigger. And yeah, you know what? If it doesn't work out, sometimes initially you see them and you're like, oh my God, this is the girl of my dreams, or this is the guy of my dreams, you know, if you're a woman or whatever, and it's the other way around. And yeah, you don't want to get knocked back, but like, life is about getting knocked back, not just in like dating terms, in like job interviews and everything. Like, we fail all the time, but you just learn from the experience. The last one, I learned from the experience. You know, she asked me way too many questions, but I was okay with it and easy going with it. But because she asked so many questions, I never got a word in edgeways, never asked her questions. So then I think she was a bit like, oh, he's not interested in me, he's not asking me any questions. I was like, bloody hell, give me a chance to ask you a question. You know, but for me, I am quite like, I'll just like chat, and I think as we chat and get to know each other, I'll find all this stuff out anyway. I'm not going to be there with a bloody pen and paper. I knew it probably weren't going to work when she was asking my star sign, really. But again, I'll be honest there and say, I don't really believe in that, you know. I mean, I would date someone who's like into the star sign stuff, but she took it very seriously. Like, something in my star sign said, like, doesn't like to be tied. Oh, you don't like to be tied? I'll tell you if I like to be tied down or not. Don't tell me, because I align with the freaking moon of Gemini. I didn't even know I aligned with the moon of Gemini. Now, I'm a Pisces, but apparently I'm the moon of Gemini, which means I don't like to be tied down. Because anyway, I'm going up. I'm like, that was a recent experience, so I think it's just like raw in my head. I'm over it anyway. Like, I just said, like, we agreed we like different people, and I just said, well, good luck in the future, okay, whatever. And the good thing about Eharmony as well, actually, is when you do say goodbye to someone, it literally, like, you can't see each other's profile again. So none of this bloody, like, you talked 6 months ago and then someone sent you a message. Like, I talk to people in my workplace, which is mostly women, but and they say like they're messaging these guys, and then it all dropped off. Then 6 months later, he messaged them back again. I'm like, what? Like, just bloody draw a line under it. Draw a line on it and move on. There's like a lot of people in the world, a lot. Every time I think I've found someone, I'm like, oh my god, they're amazing. And then inevitably it goes wrong, like it usually does. But then like a few weeks later, I'm like, oh wow, I'm glad that went wrong with them because this other person's here, you know. So, you know, you just draw a line under it. If it's not working, draw a line under it. You know, if you're bloody different about talking for that long, some other guy's going to swoop in, or it'll just flake out. Like, this is the thing with the video chat as well. It's like, as soon as you do that, I guarantee you, like 99% of guys wouldn't really have the cojones to just come in and do that. So every time I've done that, they're always like, oh, you're the first one who offered to do that. It's like, yeah, because I set myself apart, and that's how I get the date. And then after that, I go down in bloody burning flames, but it's not the point. This is about advice of getting the date, and this is how you get the date on Eharmony. And to be fair, it probably works on a lot of other websites. I wouldn't try it on any of the free ones though. I mean, to be fair, you could. But I think you'd probably get people that are less serious on the free one, so you might get like less of a hit rate and people actually take up the video. But that is just kind of me speculating, if I'm being honest. Anyway, that's the end of that video. That's enough sage advice for one day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, smash the like button and subscribe. Oh yeah, 100 subscribers as well. 101 subscribers now. I really need to get this video uploaded because I've done a few videos, I've not uploaded them. So in every video I'm like, 100 subscribers, yeah. But I've not actually uploaded any of them yet. So I'm like saying it in each one because I'm not, anyway, whatever. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. See you again next time, and just have fun out there, you know. Bye!